Really dark out here. Found a lantern. What's up, guys? Welcome to a super dark episode. So I'm out here. I came out here the other night and I got this image, and I found this campground. We're about 8,000 feet in the Gila National Forest. There's a ginormous forest fire over there, as you probably saw by the intro time lapse. But the Milky Way is this way. So I came out here, did that Milky Way scouting. I'd like to do better because of those clouds. So I also came out here with Brittany, and she brought her lantern this time. We were doing some other shots, which I think were pretty cool. But whole purpose of this video is I wanted to walk you guys through how I use lights and what kind of lights I use to light up foregrounds in my astrophotography. So a lot of my astrophotography, I do like to put a human element in there, or light a tree up or a cactus or something, you know, just something to give it that foreground pop. And I'm going to walk you guys through how I'm going to do that. And before we go any further, let's talk about why we're here. Brittany, do you have it? You do, huh? Mm-hmm. So this is what tonight's video is kind of about. This is my LumeCube panel mini. It's pretty new, and LumeCube sent it to me to try out. So this is not sponsored per se. They're not paying me to say anything, but they did give me this light so I could try out. But just so you guys know, if you haven't watched my channel before, I have a lot of LumeCube products. This is the Air, and I have bought pretty much all of them. I'm being lit by the panel, the LumeCube panel, which is lighting me right now, and I bought that myself too. So it is a company that I support very much, and that I use very much in my professional work. So first, let's get set up down here, and let me walk you through my settings. We're going to start with no lights so that we can get the Milky Way and the ambient light and all that, and see what we're at for setting wise, and then I'm going to walk you through how I'm adding these lights into the shots as we go. Alright, I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible because my broken knees cannot handle. So if I just like collapse during the video, you know what happened. Alright, so we're going to do vertical shot here. What we have is, we have a fire pit here, or some sort of a makeshift fire pit that somebody made. And then we have this really cool juniper tree in the background that you probably can't see yet, but you will. So what I'm going to do first is, we're going to have to, since I'll kind of walk you through my process here. So first thing, I decided I want a vertical shot. So we'll get that set up. I'm going to zoom out as far as possible. On this is 24. If you have something in the foreground and you're close to it, that presents a few problems for the nighttime stuff. So what I'm going to do is, I'm backing up a little bit because I know I need to shoot wide open. So this lens is 24-70, and I'm going to be shooting at 2.8. So that's going to make my depth of field really shallow. But I'm going to put it at, I've already manually set my focus to infinity so that the Milky Way and all that is in focus. And the further away you get from your foreground stuff, you will also, even at 2.8, you will also have a better chance of it being more in focus without having to focus stack. So I may focus stack, I may not. It depends on how lazy I am, which is usually pretty lazy. So what I like to do first is I'll light up my foreground, and since we're filming this, the film light, the light that we're filming with is lighting it up well enough so I can get my composition there. I want that fire pit to be just at the bottom of the frame, but I want it to have a little room to breathe there at the bottom. I don't want to chop it off or anything. And then we can see that tree. I think I don't want the tree to be chopped off either on this side. So now I just need to make sure I'm level, and I'm not level like at all. Nice green line for that. Then I can angle it way up. If you put it lower to the ground, that's another thing. For Astro stuff, I really like to keep my camera really low to the ground and tilt it up more, because that's going to give you a lot more sky to work with, especially if you don't have a super wide lens. So that's a trick. This is a 24 mil, it's not super wide. I'm using my 14 to film, and I'm using my 16 to time lapse over there that way right now. So I've only got the 24, so putting it low, angling it up, I still have my foreground, I still have my midground, and then I'll have enough of the sky that I'll be very happy with that. Okay, so once I have my composition figured out from my foreground through lighting and all that, the next thing that we want to do is we want to get the exposure for the Milky Way and the ambient light. Oh, well, you want to pre-focus first. So hopefully you have a lens that has the focus markings on it and you can set that into infinity. If you don't, then you're going to have to pinpoint the stars and find something really bright as far away as possible and then manually focus that and piddle with it until you get it just right. There's a giant moth that just flew into your face. Your face, not mine. So anyways, preset my focus at infinity. I kind of know the settings that I'm going to be using anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get a ballpark setting. So I know that I'm going to be about 20 seconds is the max shutter I can get away with. And then I'm going to start with 3200 ISO. Since there's no moon right now, it's going to be super dark. 3200 ISO, 20 seconds, f2.8. I can almost guarantee you I'm not going to change the exposure for that. What I am going to do is turn the lights off real quick so that we can get this shot. Brittany, there you go. All right, as I suspected, my head is in your shot. That is just about perfect. So I lucked out. And again, that's because I scouted and because I do astrophotography a lot. So I knew both my composition and my settings. Also, my knees are falling off. I'm going to sit on this chair before I die. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Don't judge me. The military was very rough to my body. Now, all right, so the next thing we want to do is I'm going to light up that fire pit, and I'm going to use this little Lume Cube Air. So I'm going to put these two gels that when you buy the Lume Cube Airs, they come with these little diffusers. They come with clear ones and orange ones, and I like the orange ones for this stuff because it's going to help me mimic the fire look. So I'm doubling it up. I'm putting 2 of them to make it even more oranger. I'm fairly confident that is extremely correct grammar. So I'm going to put this on its lowest setting, just like that, and I'm going to go stick it over there in the fireplace. Okay, so next shot we're going to take with just that, and you can't see it because this giant Lume Cube panel is blocking it out, but we're going to turn that off for a second. I'm going to take the shot again, and we're going to see what the light looks like in there. All right, Brittany. Nice. So that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. I just want a little bit of a glow in those rocks from that. I don't want it to be super bright. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the panel that I've already lost. Wow. What? Oh, there it is. Yeah. All right. The next thing we're going to do is take this Lume Cube, the panel mini. And one thing that I really like about this versus the big panel is that this has this beautiful little display screen. The big panel has that too. But this has the ability to do 1%. So all the way down to 1% power. And at 1% power, this is going to last me for 14 hours. So if I wanted to do like a night time lapse where I'm out here all night and I wanted to light up the side of a cliff or a big tree or something, set this on 1% and then set it up there, this thing would go all night and it'd be fantastic. It also has the ability, just like the panel mini, or just like the panel that's the Lume Cube panel that's lighting me, it has the ability to change color temperature. So I want to make sure for this, since I'm emulating that kind of natural fire look, I want to make sure that this is as low as it can go. 3200 kelvins is as low as this can go, and that's kind of a more orangey look. That's got the 2 thingies on it, so that's nice and orange. So what we're going to turn this light off, and then I know this is a 20-second exposure. I know this is 1%, and I said that it's really low, but I still think it's going to be too bright. So basically, we're just going to flash it like that, and we're just going to light that tree up like that for like a second out of the 20-second, and then I'm just going to hold it like that, and then for the rest of the exposure. And hopefully that should light up the tree just enough to where you can see it and it looks ambient and natural.
And that's called light painting.
And that's right, yeah, and that's called light painting, and that's kind of what this whole episode's about. So let's give that a go. Brittany, dim the lights. And I'm gonna hold. So what I do is I hold this against my chest, and then I wait for the timer, which I'm gonna change again. I don't want a 10-second timer. So I'm gonna hold this against my chest, and then as soon as I hear the 2-second timer, at any point during the 20 seconds of this, I can flash it. Doesn't matter when you do it. Doesn't matter if you do it in the beginning, the middle, or the end. It only matters how long you're doing it. So here we go. There it goes. Now I'm just gonna, it's just that fast. And we'll see. We might need to kick it up a little bit. There's no ambient light out here. All right. All right, so that's getting a little too much. So when I'm doing that right here, that's getting too much of, I don't want this foreground lit as much. Like I just want the tree lit. So what I'm gonna try is placing this over there. Or maybe I'll just run over there. I think I'll just run over there and flash it and then run back, because in 20 seconds, you won't see me do that. So let's try that. All right, Brittany. Oh, crap. All right, we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to wait a second on that one. Oh, shit.
Did it get you?
No, I got my light in the shot. Looks kind of cool, though.
Oh, but close.
Yeah, I'll stand a little farther back. All right, I think that worked. So I just ran over there, just out of frame, flashed it again, so it's not lighting up the front here, it's lighting up kind of the side and the tree. Looks a little more natural. Might do a little bit of photoshopping in there to clean that light up and all that. Okay, so let's try one more shot. What I think I want to try is with the lantern, and I'm gonna go stand next to the tree, and I'm gonna hold the lantern up, and I'll probably put a LumeCube Air in the lantern, and then I will have Brittany flash me like I've flashed the tree. So, and I'll have her do that with the panel mini, and then we should get me lit up with the lantern and the Milky Way next to the tree. We'll see how that looks. Add a little human element into it for fun. Okay. All right, I think that looks pretty good, actually. If you want to get a sharper person, like because you're doing the human element when you're doing the nighttime stuff, I left it at 20-second exposure. Obviously, I'm not the greatest at standing still for 20 seconds. So what you could do if you're really anal about that kind of thing is you can change your exposure settings, like up your ISO and do a faster shutter speed, or increase your light. As long as you don't move the camera, then you can blend those two shots in together really easily to have a faster shutter speed so that the subject isn't moving as much. So like I could tell Brittany to really crank up that light to like 100% brightness, and then she could get closer to me and then flash it, and then that would be with a shorter shutter speed and a higher ISO. If I'm just putting me in there and then I blend it with the background, you could do something like that, but I'm not going to. I just explained a lot of stuff for things that I'm not going to do. I think that looks pretty good. I think it looks natural. So that kind of stuff is really how I use these LumeCube lights for the nighttime stuff. And also I use them, any video that you guys have seen me do over the past, what have we had the LumeCubes, the original ones for like 4 years now, 5 years now, I think, is when I've had the original LumeCube since it came out. And so basically any nighttime video you guys have seen me do in the last 4 or 5 years, I've been using LumeCubes to light myself. And I use them a lot more in photography and stuff like that, and I'll probably do more videos. But if you want to see how I use them creatively for different type of photography stuff, you could check out this video that I did a little while back. That was pretty fun. Portrait stuff, fantasy stuff, and that's totally different uses for the LumeCubes. But for the LumeCube Panel Mini, I'm definitely going to be keeping this because I love the size. I mean, look at that. It's super small, fits in my hand, fits in my pockets, nice flat profile. More importantly, it fits in camera lady's pockets. Brittany has super tiny pockets, so that's very useful for me. And I love this gel thing. So I'm not going to do a full review on that because I haven't really used this for all of the other stuff that I plan on yet. But I will probably do a long-term review of this here in probably a couple months or so. But suffice it to say, I love this thing. I love supporting LumeCube. If anyone from this watching from LumeCube, thank you guys for your continued support. Thank you for this. Thank you for making such awesome stuff. I will leave the links for this stuff down below if you guys want to check it out. I'll probably be buying some more of these too, just to keep. I have like I have 2 of the Airs, but I broke them, so I need to replace them with something, and this will probably do it. So if you guys have any questions about anything that I did concerning the settings for the astrophotography stuff, concerning the settings for the light painting, anything you guys want to know, leave those in the comments below, and I'll definitely answer them. Hit that like button if this video helped you out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've got new videos every week. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I don't trip and die on my way out of here in the dark.